In the last video, we discussed the Calmer's method, which is an acronym for several techniques to stay calm and avoid becoming angry. So today, we're going to discuss another acronym, the Harmony method, which is several techniques that I put together to nurture and enhance marital harmony, shalom bias. Now, before we begin, I just want to say that the general thrust of each of the techniques is for each person to do their own inner work to create a more peaceful marriage. Now, this is in contrast to very often the natural tendency to want to create a more harmonious marriage by trying to get our partner to make changes. Okay. Oh, one more thing I want to mention too, that in sessions, each of these techniques is, of course, described and worked on in much greater detail. But now I just want to give a general overall view of the harmony method. Okay. So H, home, putting the marriage, putting the home first. In other words, do what's best for the marriage beyond individual and personal wants and needs. When both partners prioritize the we, the us, over the me, there will be fewer arguments and greater intimacy. When conflict arises, reframe it as us facing a challenge together. For example, ask yourself, how can we solve this together in a way that works for both of us? An easy phrase that helps to remember this is don't be right, be married. Because the goal is not to be right to win an argument, but it's to be married, to have shalom bias. Okay. A, aim. Aim for your goal. Keep your ultimate objective clearly before you, which is to maintain a close, caring, and loving marriage. Before speaking or acting, pause and ask yourself, is what I'm going to say or do going to create closeness or distance? Because almost everything that we say or that we do has the effect of leading to and creating either closeness or distance. Okay. R, replace. Replace defensiveness with understanding. When your spouse shares a concern, which might feel to you like criticism, resist that natural tendency, that knee-jerk reaction to defend yourself. Instead, take the time to truly listen. Put yourself in their shoes and seek to understand their perspective. Defending creates distance, whereas understanding creates closeness. Mindfulness. Mindfully focus on the good in your spouse. In other words, avoid tunnel vision, which is that tendency to focus exclusively on what frustrates you about your spouse. Consciously redirect your thoughts to your spouse's positive qualities. This shift that you'll make will strengthen your relationship. It will bring out the best in your spouse and also will bring out the best in you. Openness, open acceptance. Acceptance is very important. Accept your spouse as they are. We all have imperfections. We're all growing. And attempts to change another person, to change our spouse, will oftentimes be met with resistance and resentment. Acceptance also creates closeness, and a lack of acceptance creates distance. Now, it's important to mention that it's true that there's certain behaviors that are unacceptable. And there's certain areas where we would like our spouse to grow and to change. Now, each area needs to be addressed on an individual basis. But as a general statement, acceptance, when used appropriately, is a very effective and powerful tool for creating closeness in a marriage. And nurturing dialogue. Avoid accusing. Rather, describe how situations and behaviors make you feel. Don't accuse your spouse, but share how something makes you feel. Also, use collaborative language. For example, how can we handle this situation together in a way that works for both of us? And why? Yours, your soulmate. You and your spouse are two halves of one whole, of one soul. You're brought together through divine providence. Your spouse helps you to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, and to realize your deepest potentials. True, at times it might be difficult, but the reality that they are your completion, your second half, which makes you whole, those challenges, which might be difficult, nevertheless, they do help you to grow and achieve your greatest potential. So this in general is the harmony method, seven techniques to help create the more harmonious, balanced, loving, and close marriage.